famous name, killer looks, and a voice that can melt millions.
Enrique! See me there! Thinking about your body says, come and take me.
Enrique Iglesias always knew what he wanted.
I used to pretend that I was up on stage every single day.
And wouldn't let anything or anyone get in his way, even hiding his identity.
It was better to keep it a secret till the time was right.
To make it on his own terms.
I get a call from my dad telling me, what have you done?
From smashing expectations.
Everybody believed that it was going to be big, but I don't think anybody could imagine the size.
To crushing frustrations.
It's the first time I had ever cried due to my work.
Enrique puts it all into his music.
If you want to know Enrique Iglesias, his diary is his music.
And almost 2 decades later, fans around the world are more in love with him than ever. Enrique relives the most important, challenging, and powerful moments in his ride to the top and reveals the one moment that changed it all.
I felt that my life was going to change.
This is Enrique Iglesias, The Ride.
The new show from MTV called The Ride.
Un poquito.
Un poquito. And here we have it. Enrique Iglesias. Welcome, Enrique.
Thank you very much.
So before we get started, you have, for the next 30 minutes, everyone around the world, we'll be checking and taking all your questions through the social media. So use the hashtag Enrique The Ride. Are you agreed with us?
Enrique the Ride. Questions in English, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, French, Portuguese.
You're going to do the translation.
Argentinian.
You lost me there. But he will be answering some of your questions, so please submit your questions. And before we get actually started, congratulations! 2 EMAs nominations last week, 5 Latin Grammys.
It's been an amazing, unbelievable year. It's been an unbelievable 19 years. If you would have, I say this in all my interviews because it's the truth. When I first began my career, when I was 18 years old, 19 years old, my trip was to Buenos Aires, Argentina. And if you would have asked me back then, how long do you think you're going to be able to do this for? I would have told you, maybe give me like, I don't know, 6 months, a year, a year and a half.
Something like that. 19 years have passed since then. So, Enrique, let's talk a little bit about...
That's why I look old and beat up and tired.
Shut up. Are you like 22, 25?
No.
Shut up, Enrique, please.
59.
No, talking about the ride and having gotten to this point, I mean, going through all those almost 2 decades, I'm guessing there are a few characters, aside from everything else in the world, that had something to do. For people who still haven't seen the ride, I'm going to ask you about a few of those names that show up for you to explain who they are in your life. First start, Elvira.
Elvira. So Elvira Olivares era, I'm going to say a little bit in Spanish, a little bit in English. Elvira Olivares was like a second mother, is a second mother. She's just part of my life. De las personas más importantes de mi vida. She brought me up since I was 3 years old.
Can you imagine a tiny 3-year-old Iglesias?
Crazy 3-year-old. And then she was with me there through the tough years when you're 12, 13, 14, 15, que son los años difíciles. And she knew at an early age, she knew when I was 12, 13 years old, that I knew that she knew that I wanted to write songs and be involved in music. And she always supported me. She kept it a secret, which was for me extremely important.
We'll get to that.
And I love her to death.
Hi, Elvira.
And she's probably watching this. She's always on these chats, and she's always watching.
She's always watching. Second name, Will Smith. From Elvira to Will Smith. What did Will Smith have to do with your career?
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but Elvira is actually related to Will Smith.
I knew that.
No. Will Smith came at a time in my life. I met him at a time in my life when it was crucial. I just recorded Bailamos, and Bailamos became one of the singles of this movie, The Wild Wild West.
Yes.
And thanks to that, and
He
see
loved
the
the
song.
song. I mean, I've heard him talk about it. Like,
He did love the
he
song.
wanted it to be on the movie.
He did, and it was one of those. It's one of those things that you really can't plan. Son cosas que pasan en la vida que realmente no las puedes planear, and you never know exactly what's going to happen. I just knew that I loved the song, and Will Smith came at the right time.
You had the song.
I had the song.
How about, and this is the last name for now, Enrique Martinez?
Enrique Martinez was a kid that was trying to get a record deal, which was myself. At the time, I was experimenting. I was just checking to see what other record companies, how record companies would react. I wasn't afraid of rejection because I never knew what success felt like. So I just was sending out demos.
That's a good line. So, Enrique, are you ready for our first Twitter live question?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to do it.
Of course I'm
Deal
ready.
with it. Okay, our first Twitter question for Enrique Iglesias. And it's coming. There you go. EI Fever says, what is it you enjoy most when meeting your fans? Have we ever embarrassed you?
My fans have never embarrassed me. Every fan is different, but I still get. It still makes me extremely happy to know that they care, that they support, and they love my music, and they genuinely care about you. It's what keeps me going. It truly is what keeps me going. Because there's days that you wake up and you complain and you whine and
you're tired.
Yeah, and you're tired and you're like, what am I doing? You know, today I woke up and I was a little tired. I went to sleep. I actually went to the studio. I got out like at 4 or 5 a.m. And right now I'm actually, 5 minutes ago I was tired. Now I'm happy. Now I'm ready to go.
Exactly.
Thanks for that question.
Everything. So you know what? One of the things that struck my attention reading about you and listening and reading your interviews is even right now. I mean, you talk about the songs and fine. I'm not gonna quote it because I do not remember exactly on the right. This documentary you're about to see that has to do with anything. Some of your friends said you can have the charisma, you can have even the looks, you can have everything, but if you do not have the song, then nothing happens.
It's always about the song. Siempre la canción es lo más importante. And sometimes we tend to forget that. And fans will tell you the truth. And nowadays, with technology, it's instant. You know right away if they like the song or they don't like the song. It's a lot of pressure. I always try to write songs that I'm being honest, whether they have to do with something that's going on in my life or something that's in my mind and that's absurd and crazy and a fantasy. But I always want to be honest. I will not put it out if I don't like it. That doesn't mean that all the songs I put out I'm going to like 3 years from now or 4 years from now or 10 years from now.
Change.
Exactly. But at the time that I put it out is because I feel confident that I love it, and hopefully the rest is up to the fans.
Is there a song you hate already?
I mean, there's songs of mine, there's songs that I recorded that I liked at the time that I don't like now. Yes, that's the truth.
A few of them.
Sería mentiroso si digo, no, I'd be a liar. But there's songs that I feel very proud of.
You should.
Yeah. And a lot of bad videos, by the way, that I've done.
We'll talk about the videos. I want to do that. Listen, we have our first live journalist. This is Claire from the UK. Are you ready for her?
Yes, Claire?
Claire and Lindsay, two girls.
Yeah, listen, you see, you have
Where are you, Claire? Where are you?
Hi.
Hi. There they are.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Lindsay. I know you guys. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Are you?
You guys are not sleeping. What's up? You guys are 5 hours ahead. You should be sleeping.
We wait up all night to speak to you.
Oh.
Girls, what did you want to ask Enrique? He's right here. We're looking at you. What's the question?
I would like to know, if you could go back in time to any time, what would you change?
Any time in my lifetime? Or back in time, like back, could I go to the 60s or to the 50s or the 40s?
Whichever.
Stop World War II, man.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. I would, if it's in my lifetime, I would probably go back to the beginning of my career. because everything went by, everything happened so fast, and there's moments that I wish I would have enjoyed a little bit more. And you realize this with time, and as you get older, and hopefully with time, and as you get older, you get wiser. You think, man, those moments of happiness. Now, let's hope. I should have just maybe just enjoyed a little bit more, and everything. You know, now when you have a moment of happiness, although I try to think of those times where I didn't enjoy it, and I say, you know what? Just relax, enjoy it, even if it's for 5 minutes.
So, Enrique, thanks, girls, for...
Oh, you're scaring me now.
We have Lindsay. Lindsay, are you there? Lindsay, you have to ask a question. I mean, we are just sitting you
Lindsay
there.
is the assistant. She's just no. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, that you're so busy travelling and touring, and we see that in the ride, but what do you do to relax?
What I do to relax, you guys know. I love coming back home to Miami, just being with my dog, my friends, my girlfriend, and just taking it easy. Going to the movies. Actually, we're very close to the place or right next to the place where I usually go to the movies right now as we speak.
Cool.
That's about it.
Are you satisfied with this answer? Do you want something else?
So Lindsay, you know I love football, so I'll stay home, just be a couch potato and watch football and eat a lot of junk food.
Popcorn movies?
Popcorn movies. Just relax. Pretty easy.
Just relax. Girls, thank you so much for taking the time, for being here. Give a kiss to Enrique, please.
Bye, guys. I will see you in London.
Bye, see you later.
Bye.
You know all your friends. This is
No, I know. I've known them for years.
nice girls right there.
They're sweeties.
So we're talking about songs. I want to know how your creative process is and how much it has changed. You know, from those early days where making music meant something totally different.
Oh, I don't know if it meant something totally different. I still love it just as much first day that I recall writing my first song. But I'll tell you one thing that's crazy when you listen to my songs from Experiencia Religiosa to Bailamos to Hero to I Like It to Cuando Me Enamoro to Loco to Tonight to
You name
Bailando.
songs, and I can imagine like what I was doing when that song was playing. It's like 14, 15, going to the dance hall and whatever. It's incredible. Does that happen to you? I mean, like
Totally.
kind of the soundtrack of your life.
Totally. That's the power of music. I listen to songs and I hear songs back when I was, for example, 16. Summer when I was 16 years old. You know, my first girlfriend, and I remember that. No, pero te acuerdas de esas cosas.
Sí, claro.
That's music becomes. It brings you back to the good times and sometimes the bad times.
Okay, Enrique, we'll have from Associated Press Mexico, Berenice wants to ask you a question. So, Berenice, can you hear us? She's coming right now.
Hi.
There you go.
Hello.
Berenice
Oh.
from Mexico. How are you?
Good. Hola, Enrique, de México. Buenas tardes. Enrique, you have mastered the art of duets with artists like Romeo Santos, Juan Luis Guerra, Pitbull, and Marco Antonio Solís, to mention some of them.
Mhm.
So, are you still interested in finding the perfect duet?
I'm interested in for me, I always, Bernice, lo más importante para mí siempre es la canción, y siempre lo he dicho. Throughout the years, I've learned that a lot of times when you think of a collaboration, before you write the song, it never happens. Porque you create this pressure and you overthink what you write. So I feel that it's work for me to write the song and then think, all right, who do I think can take this song to a different level and a different direction? In the case of El Perdedor, which is a song that I did with Marco Antonio Solís, which is one of my idols since I was a little kid. It's a song that I wrote 10 years ago with a good friend of mine, December Bueno, and I always wanted to sing it with Marco Antonio Solís. And at the time, obviously things, it didn't happen. It happened this year. But I just knew that he would take it in a different direction, or he would give it a different feel. And that's when that, when you get those magical moments. Cuando me enamoro, con Loco, cuando me enamoro con Juan Luis Guerra, con Loco, I get goosebumps thinking about it, With I Like It, Pitbull, con December Bueno, con Gente de Zona, con Sean Paul, en Bailando. Son esos momentos que, those moments that you can't really plan, but it all started with a song. And if I would have thought about those collaborations before writing the song, I don't think the outcome would have been the same.
Bernice, thank you so much
Gracias,
for joining
Bernice.
us.
Un beso, cuídate.
Has anyone ever told you no to a...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no.
I just meant with collaborations.
Yeah, no. With collaboration, I know perfectly what you mean. What I like to do with collaborations is I call the person myself. I don't like to do it through record companies.
Okay. Much better.
And the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that in the case of, I'll give you an example, when I wrote Cuando Me Enamoro, I just felt that it was perfect to do with Juan Luis Guerra. So I called him up. After 2 weeks that I was struggling to get his phone number, I called him up on his cell phone.
Hey Juan, this is Enrique. Come on, that's not Enrique.
No, he was like, who, Enrique again? In my conversation, like it was yesterday, and I told him, ¿qué tal, señor Juan Luis Guerra? Es un placer hablar con usted. I'm a huge fan, and I wanted to send you this song. Please feel no pressure. I just want you to listen to it. I didn't even tell him I want to sing it with you. I told him, just listen to it. Tell me what you think. And if you don't like it, then please, that's it. Just tell me. I hate it. He liked it. I mean, he liked it. He loved that. I mean, Juan Luis Guerra doesn't do a lot of collaborations, as you know.
You got that one.
And I got that call. It took like 2 weeks. So for 2, he kept me back.
But you got Juan Luis Guerra. That's nice. Enrique, we have one more Twitter question for you right now. Submit your questions using the hashtag Enrique. Go right. Let's see what people are asking. Okay, you have to. This is for you.
Miro Sawasahueca. No, Miro.
Miro Sawasahueca.
No, Miro Sawasahueca.
Miro Sawasahueca.
Miro.
Sorry.
Miro Sawasahueca.
Have you done anything recently that you hope nobody finds out about?
Yes, I did something this morning that I hope nobody finds out about.
Okay, we do not want
And
that.
since I don't want anybody to find out about it, I'd rather not say it. But by the way, that's a good question.
Okay, we'll agree. But, talking about secrets, for those who haven't seen the ride, you want to see some more?
Maybe I talk too much in the ride. I think I give up.
Come on, Enrique.
Because I get embarrassed. you know me, or whatever. Just,
A little bit more about Enrique Iglesias on the ride.
just because it's MTV.
As Enrique became serious about making music, it was important to him to do it without any help from his famous name. Choosing to stay under the radar, he went with the alias Enrique Martinez.
It was better to keep it a secret till the time was right. My gut told me that if I spoke about it before it actually happened, it never would.
Focused, Enrique began laying down tracks at a local studio, disappearing after school, friends with no explanation.
We would call him, hey, let's go do this. And then he'd be like, no, I can't. And it's like, okay, either the kid's depressed and he doesn't want to hang out with anyone, or there's something else wrong.
Being brought up in a music environment, there was going to be a lot of people that would give their opinion. And I felt it.
He didn't want my father to know. Because my father always said, my kids are going to be doctors and lawyers.
It's not that his dad was demanding, but it was never enough for Enrique to achieve something.
That moment of me consciously making that decision of doing this in secret, that was since day one. I knew what I wanted to do, and nobody was going to change my mind. Again,
Your expressions when you see yourself that young.
I know, and I get embarrassed watching myself. I do. Whenever I do a performance or whenever I do an interview, I never watch it, which I should because you learn. That's how you learn. But
You have to watch you maybe 5, 10 times.
me da vergüenza.
We're talking about the secret, aside from the vergüenza. And I really have to ask you this, what was it like? I mean, coming out to your parents or your family and saying, okay, you know what? I already signed. How was that moment?
That was great. That was great, and I'll tell you why it was great. Because I felt when I signed my first contract, I felt free. I felt independent. I felt like my life was going to change in a positive way. I just had that. Sometimes you get that feeling, and I had that feeling. And although I was just a kid, but it just felt good.
That's a huge decision for anyone, but mostly a kid, and it's.
When it's the right decision,
No, but I think it's interesting what you're telling. I mean, because usually signing contracts makes you feel like tied up instead of free. So what happened to you? It's awesome.
When something is so right, or you feel it's so right, you don't feel any pressure.
Is that an advice you would give to your fans or people who are struggling, to get to places? I mean, stick to it. If you want to do it, if it makes you happy, just go for it, even though whatever happens.
Stick to it and go with your gut. And it comes to a point when you do things that you should never look back and say, oh, what if? No, as long as you work hard and you keep on doing it and you keep on trying to perfect your craft and you're really passionate about what you do, you should just never look back and just go for it and go with your gut, go with your instinct.
You'll get places.
You will get places.
Nadine from France is online with us to ask you as well a few questions. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes,
we can hear you. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Oh, you look beautiful. Look at those eyes.
Are you in the office?
Yeah.
You're working?
Can you tell the bald guy to say hi?
Next to me?
Yeah, the bald guy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he's not there. Oh, he's not. What do you mean he's not there?
Okay, let's not get
sorry.
in trouble.
Okay.
So, you want to ask something to Enrique?
Yeah. Hello from Paris. And at the beginning of your career, which you started secretly, you didn't want your famous name interfere with your success. Looking back, do you think it was a good decision?
It was the best decision I ever made. 100%. I honestly believe that if I would have said when I was 14, 15, 16 that I wanted to pursue a musical career, I honestly don't think I would be here. But that's my. I just went with my gut.
That's looking back.
Yeah, looking back, and I wouldn't change anything. I've made mistakes in my career, but I've learned from those mistakes. But that one was definitely not a mistake.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
What are you doing? You still at work?
Yeah.
You're 6 hours ahead. It's 8 o'clock over there. 8:30.
Okay.
9 o'clock.
I love the place. Awesome.
Merci.
Merci.
We're getting questions from all over the world, Enrique. Keep submitting them. It's Enrique the Right. It's the hashtag. And we have one more Twitter question for Enrique. I want to ask some more, but people are asking their own questions.
No, please. I like this. I will get to.
Sherry35 says, I love you. Yes, we know you do. Loved your concert in Toronto. Anyways, how do you keep your energy show after show and so much traveling? Whoa, that's one.
It's
in a healthy way, obviously.
A lot of times when before the show, I could be tired, but the minute you step on stage, there's an energy, there's a happiness, there's an empowerment that you feel that is difficult to describe. And after the show, it takes me about 7 to 6 to 8 hours to wind down. It's tough. It's tough, and I try to make sure that I try to get as much sleep as possible and be rested and not eat well. You said that I was too skinny when I came in.
Fans, he's too skinny.
I am.
Watch his health, please.
You're right. When you go on the road, you don't eat very well, and you lose 5, 6, 7 pounds easily.
Please do not.
No.
We're in touch with Maria from Moscow. She also wants to submit her question. Maria, can you hear us? Maria, we lost
I'm here.
There she is.
Hi, Maria.
Hi.
How are you? Привет.
Привет. So my question is, when was the hardest moment in your career?
The hardest moment in my career is when Maria, I think it's when you've had a taste of success and suddenly you have a failure, a flop. Because what I was saying before is, in the beginning of my career, when there was record companies that rejected me, it didn't really matter because I didn't know what success felt like. But once you felt success and you have a few flops or a few failures, you learn, you step back, but that's when you have to work the hardest, and it's tough. Look, at the end of the day, Maria, any business is tough, and I don't want to say this is a business, because if I looked at it as a business, I probably would have made a lot more mistakes. But behind us, and what goes on behind us is, there's record companies, and there's a lot of things that goes on that maybe a lot of people don't see. And
a lot. I promise you, there's a lot.
A lot. And sometimes, it's a tough business, because you notice when things are going well, your phone rings. When things are not going well, your phone doesn't ring as much.
And you look at it and...
Yeah. And when things are going well, you just wake up and you're smiling. You just, it's like anything in life, it's.
Maria, did he answer the question okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Maria. You're in Moscow?
Yes.
Oh, so I will see you there in concert.
Yes, of course.
Thank you, spasiba.
Thank you.
Actually, everyone's asking through our social media lines about, are you coming?
It becomes so addictive. It's like the most powerful drug you can ever imagine.
And it's a good one. This one is allowed.
Yes, it can be good. It's good, but it's so powerful that
you can get trapped by it as well.
Yes. Fame can be a double-edged sword. As long as you don't believe your own hype and you enjoy what you do. But those 2 hours that you're up on stage, in those moments before going up on stage, that's when I'm the happiest person in the world. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world.
Is there any place how do you choose the cities and the countries you're going to visit in every single tour, aside from this one in particular? And is there still some places you haven't been and want to?
There is a lot. There's places I haven't been to, but a lot of it doesn't just come down to me. It comes down to the record company, to the promoters. If it was up to me, I would visit every single city, every single place, and I'd be touring all the time. I really would.
No, that's not possible.
No, I would get even skinnier.
No, please.
No, but I would. There is still places that I want to go, that I want to visit, and places that I haven't been to in a long time that I would love to
strike me as a peaceful person and someone who is in peace with what he's doing and the life he's chosen. And I was wondering what kind of people can join you in that kind of path, and I'm guessing you're wise by choosing them. And talking about the touring, this touring with Pitbull, and we know that you get attached and you get along well. What is it like, being on tour together all this time? Because as people may or may not know, tours are exhausting for real. You don't have that much time to rest and stuff. So how is it, Pitbull, Enrique, as a dream?
I enjoy it. In this tour here in the U.S., it's Pitbull, it's J Balvin. With Pitbull, we go. We've been working for 5 years together. We've done a bunch of tours, and what I enjoy about working with them is that, first of all, we're really good friends. So there's no BS in between. If there's any problems, we call each other directly, which makes a huge difference. And es agradecido. We live in the same city. We love what we do. I think we both feel that we're in a privileged position and we shouldn't take it for granted.
What about Demi Lovato? Because we get a lot of questions about what's happening, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. So is he joining the European tour?
Yes, Demi Lovato's touring with us in Europe. I've never met Demi in person, and actually, when they told me that there was a chance of us touring together, I just jumped in, the kitchen, and I was like, please, that would be great. Because I watched her in the X Factor in the U.S., and since day one, there's something captivating about her. There's something so human and so cool about her, so real. So I have a feeling she is. Well, and I know that when we were doing the ride, she also did the ride. And you can tell by the crew members of the ride that everybody was saying, oh, you're going to love her, she's great. But you can tell they genuinely meant it. And so I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, actually, the best way to know about someone you don't know is to see what the people are talking about it.
But I don't even have to ask. It's when people tell you without having to ask, then that's when
you just improved my saying. Perfect. Thank you. So Sarah from Sweden is online with us. Sarah, can you hear us?
Hi, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, and Enrique can hear you as well.
Hi.
You see, we're not going to Sweden. What's going on in the tour?
Why?
Is it Sarah or Sarah's?
Sarah.
Sarah.
So,
Sarah, all good.
I was wondering if you use social media to communicate with your fans.
I use social media constantly now to the point that I've become a little bit obsessed with it. But I try to. You have to balance it a bit, especially if you go to sleep and you take an Ambien. You got to make sure you shut everything off, just so you don't say anything stupid, or you take a picture that you're gonna regret. Not that
happens. Yeah. That happens.
It's happened to me, but all the pictures
out. You happens as well.
It's happened, but you don't see my face in those pictures, which is good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. I'll never talk to you again. I'm never going to listen to your music. Bye, Sarah.
This is Enrique Iglesias. He's here with us. Enrique the Right is a hashtag you have to use if you want to ask some of the questions. I was wondering, this is a stupid thing, but I do want to ask it. What would you say your trademarks are? Because the hats, definitely a trademark. The singing.
What are you going to do?
That's another trademark. What are trademarks?
I don't know. I think it's my hits, my trademark. I think it's my movements on stage. Come up with a new move that I've been doing lately that I think it's becoming my trademark.
Wait, I think we got it. Do we? You want to see Enrique Iglesias move? Yes.
I think it's become my trademark. The craziest thing, I'm in my house. I always walk around doing that. And the other day, and this all started because Randy from Gente de Zona, whenever we do sound check over rehearsing, I was telling him, and he always jokes around, and he would point at some girl and would start doing that, and I would always crack up.
The pelvic move.
The pelvic move. And the other day, it's a little bit of pelvic sexual, but in a fun way. And
Definitely. It's also hot, I mean.
You think so?
Yes. Come on.
I think we're just kind of trying to be funny. And we're in Madison Square Garden, and he looked at me, there was that one moment,
like, since we're talking about the hotness.
Don't make me do that.
No, come on. I'm not going to make... I was gonna, but we don't have the time.
Because I can't
Otherwise,
do that
we'd be like, okay, but listen. I can't let you go.
The bottom. Es más la parte de abajo.
I can't let you go without talking about sex, Enrique. Sex and love, in this case, your latest album. And first of all, do they come apart? Can it be all together? If you had to choose, would it be sex? Would it be love?
I've been asked that a lot of times. Look,
even before the album.
I call this album Sex and Love because it was the first thing that came to my mind. I thought it was, at times I thought maybe it's too simple and maybe I should try to be a little more artsy. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was like, I don't really care about that. There's songs that talk about sex, songs that talk about love, songs that talk about both of them. That's it. Which is more important? I think como toda la vida, like everything in life, it's a balance. Sometimes it's tough to balance, but there's
sometimes harder.
Yes, sometimes sex, sometimes harder. What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that.
Sometimes I feel like sex is more important, and sometimes I feel like love is more important. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like sex is more important.
That's the teenager in you.
Yes, it
will
is.
There forever.
Thankfully, I still have that feeling when I wake up in the morning.
I think we were talking about a lot of these artists.
Although not this, now that I say that, not this morning. It's kind of starting to worry. Maybe it's because I'm getting.
Are we getting old?
I think it's the 30s.
No, shut up.
Yeah, I feel it.
It was just a rough night. Tomorrow, you'll wake up.
How am I gonna
sex on your forehead.
Tomorrow you're gonna wake up with sex.
Like this. Okay. Moving on to the next thing. Yes, please. Stop it, Rick.
Stop it, come on.
No me hagas así. No, todo te hablar en español, no entiendo nada. No, we were talking about Demi Lovato, Pitbull on tour, and on the album we have a lot of artists, even Pitbull included, as collaborations. Do you feel comfortable with that?
I love it. Yeah. I love it because everybody has a method of working, and to work with people that come from different musical backgrounds, and everyone has their style and their method when it comes down to working in the studio.
That might be hard. I mean, to mix up different methods for artists that have their own careers, you know?
Yeah, but you'd be surprised because sometimes the least expected collaboration is the one that works best. If you would have said Enrique and Pitbull 5 years ago, you would have been, no, I don't think that mixes. You would have said Gente de Zona de Sember Bueno and Enrique, although Sember and I have been writing for a long time, and Sean Paul, you would have said, no, yo creo que eso no, I don't think that would work.
Kylie knows.
Kylie knows. That started with a song too. It's a song that I wrote.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. You mean the song or the title? Oh, thank you. It's a song that I wrote about 2 years ago, and I wrote it with Mark Taylor, which is a guy that I've worked with for 12 years, and he was working with Kylie, and then Kylie listened to the song. She fell in love with the song, and she actually called me and said, "Can I have the song for my album?" I'm like, so why don't we do it together?
He was a matchmaker.
He was a matchmaker, yeah. But it all started with the song.
It all started with the song. It all was about the song. What about J-Lo? I mean, the song that's kind of out of the album, but still there.
Well, it's not really out of the album. It's a song that we were doing for a tour that we did together, but we didn't have an album at the time. And it's crazy because her song "Dance and Love Again," I actually wrote that with Red One, and I wrote that for myself. And then we played it for her, and she fell in love with it. And honestly, there's songs that you write that not because you write them means they're the right songs for you to sing.
I know.
And she fell in love with it, and she ended up singing it.
That happens to you a lot. I mean, you think that maybe at some point in your career you could actually do that as well as performing and putting out your own albums, like producing other people, writing songs for other people.
I would always write songs no matter what. Most of the songs that I write, I try to write for myself, and sometimes end up in other people's albums. Because then once I go into the studio and I try to sing them, I realize, okay, maybe this song is not right for me. Not because you write it means it's right for you. Oh.
Definitely. But I'm glad you know that. We have one more Twitter question for Enrique. Let's see who's asking. Okay, it says, what song is on your mind right now? I'm just guessing. My instincts. What's on your mind right now?
What's on my mind right now? How I'm gonna wake up tomorrow.
No, what song?
Oh, I thought you said what's on my mind right now. Oh, since you said, what song's on my mind right now?
You're naughty, Enrique.
No, but ahora voy a estar totalmente preocupado. If I don't wake up, I could then...
You'll wake up good tomorrow.
I will.
Don't worry about it.
The song that's on my mind right now is, I was about to say something really stupid. I don't really have a song on my mind right now.
Okay, no problem. I'll ask you another question. You remember what was the first song you ever listened to that got your attention?
First song, I do remember being 6 years old, going to camp, and my counselor was, I do remember he did smoke a lot of weed. My counselor, which I shouldn't say that. Oh, I shouldn't say that. He was crazy.
He was something but it's different.
But he was very calm. He was still, believe it or not, he was very responsible. But I remember, why is he always going to the corner? What is he smoking? It doesn't matter. He would play.
This went in a whole different direction.
No, he's going in a different direction, but would play the Police, Synchronicity, that album, constantly. Did you just say? Oh.
No, I didn't.
So he would play that all the time. And I remember that album for me being so much what, and thinking this has to be one of the greatest albums of all time.
You were right. It is. It's an awesome album. We have Alana from South Africa online with us. Alana, can you hear us?
I can. Hello.
Hi, Alana.
Hi. A big hello from South Africa. How are you doing?
We're in South Africa. Can you see yourself?
Yes.
That's it. Where in South Africa are you?
I'm in Johannesburg.
Ooh, Johannesburg. I'm dying to go.
Accent.
I'm dying to go back to South Africa. Cape Town is one of my favorite
Are
cities
you
in the world.
going?
Well, we're trying to. I know you're in Johannesburg, but Cape Town is my favorite city in the world.
Alana, what do you want to ask Enrique?
My question would be, what is the best and the worst thing about being you?
Ooh.
The best and the worst thing about being me, yeah, exactly. I hate complaining. There's really nothing.
Except for this morning?
No, this morning's great, and I'm here now. I mean, I don't like waking up early in the morning and but this is not early. It's 2 o'clock for us. But there's nothing really worse.
No worse.
The best thing is I get to do what I love, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. And I get paid for it, which I think is at times ridiculous, you know? And I'm trying to think of the worst thing.
Having to travel a lot.
No, I love to travel.
You love to travel.
I love to travel. I like coming back home, but when I'm home more than 2 weeks, actually more than 5 days, I get jittery, I get nuts, I go nuts, and I feel like I'm wasting time and I gotta travel. So
no worries.
Nothing negative, really.
No, he loves his life.
I love my life, I really do.
We should all love our lives. No?
Yeah, some lives are easier to love than others, but I definitely, in my position, I shouldn't complain absolutely about nothing.
Except for the morning. Alana, thank you so much.
Thank you, Alana.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hope to go to South Africa soon.
Yay.
So, Enrique, we're coming to an end. I could stay like this for a few hours, at least.
I could stay like this for days.
But thank you so much in behalf of all the MTV fans, for taking the time for doing this. It's been quite a pleasure.
Thank you for coming from Argentina, and it's un placer. It's everyone that's actually logged into just. So am I saying that right?
Yes, perfect.
Oh, thank you very much for this chat. And if you guys want to stick around.
We'll stick around for a while.
Yeah, let's do. You guys want to? Can we do a few more questions?
If he wants to do some more questions.
If there's one more question, do you guys have a video question is there any questions here in the audience that you guys want to ask anybody in the audience?
Who wants a question? I have one. In your face. One song, the ones you would have loved to have written. When I ask this to musicians, they always go to the Beatles.
I know they always go to the Beatles, but I couldn't tell you one in particular, but I would tell you, let me give you a few.
Okay.
Dire Straits.
Sultans of Swing.
Not Sultans of Swing, although I love that song. So Far Away.
Oof.
Paul Simon and Garfunkel. Sound of Silence.
Simon and Garfunkel. Oh, mwah. 7th Street. That's a great album. Great taste.
Police, Every Breath You Take. John Lennon, Imagine. Beatles, Yesterday. Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. Prince, Purple Rain.
And now we're running out of time.
Wait, let me tell you one more. Pero Solís, No hay nada más difícil.
Oh, beautiful.
Let me think of a few more. There's so many songs that I like.
Thank God you live in a world with that kind of music. Enrique, is there something that...
Are you trying to tell me something?
No.
Oh, kidding.
I'll wait till the camera is turned off. No, but, I mean, hearing you talk about your life it's actually uplifting in a lot of ways. And I was wondering what's next, but not in a, well, I love to move on in this direction. How do you find, or where do you find, that courage to keep on searching when you are happy with what you are, what you have, what you do?
I'm happy with what I've done, but I know I can be happier. And I know that I can get better. I know I can write better songs. And being happy is one thing, but, and this I'm going to say in Spanish, pero ser inquieto y ser, it's difficult. I'm very, I don't want to say competitive.
Hyperactive.
I'm hyperactive, but I'm never satisfied. And I know that maybe contradicts a little bit with what I said about happiness.
I think that's life. I mean, having something to desire, it's what makes us living people.
But do I know where I'm going, what direction, what's going to happen a year from now? I honestly don't know.
But you'll be touring, and you have this Sex and Love album that
Yes.
you have to spread the voice around the world.
Thank you to everyone that's come out to the tour. Thank you so much here in the U.S. and now in Europe, which I'm dying to go
Africa.
to. Yes, South Africa. We don't have it in the schedule, but
Latin America.
Latin America, we've been Argentina, he estado, pero hay muchísimos sitios que me quedan
Volví a
muchísimo.
Argentina, que si no las chicas me matan.
Che, volvé.
Olé, loco, olé. Enrique, it's been quite a pleasure. Thank you. It's been a real nice time. Please enjoy the ride, and I want to thank. I think you'll want to do it to all the viewers that have been submitting their questions all around the world.
To all the viewers, muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much. Sorry for, I know sometimes my reply is a little bit stupid and crazy. And to Anthony, thank you for coming out with me for the ride, actually. Because it's been quite a long ride.
Quite a ride.
You guys take forever to do like a 1 hour show. It's like
I know.
hours and hours and hours and hours filming.
That's not me, Enrique. Do not forget to go to enriqueiglesias.com. You'll find there all the upcoming tours from both US and European tour.
Yes, ma'am.
And any other tour that might show up.
Yes.
Every now and then. And I do have good news. You can buy Sex and Love. It's all over the world. You can get it. And it's already on the website for that one?
Yeah, I think Sex and Love. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You can get it on. You can get it on.
If you don't have it, it's because you don't want it. So please go and get it. Go to check out all the dates, and also stay tuned because Enrique was the first one up, but there's a lot more coming on this season of the ride. You know who's coming? Snoop Dogg, T.I., Jesse J.
I thought it was the only one on the ride. I thought you guys.
Never told him.
I thought it was one of those special things that MTV just did for us.
No, I messed up. It was so good.
I thought it was just.
No, it's not just you. The work goes on, Enrique. But you're gonna stay here with us. Keep on looking at the ride. It's already coming. The season has started. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
It's
much.
been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the ride. See you next time.
Thank you.